Okay, I am going to give you a worksheet for you. Okay, according to the board exam, how they give you a worksheet, I am going to give you now. So, each paragraph or a passage will have around 6 blanks, and we are going to do in accordance with this agreement of the verb with the subject, that is Concord, and each blank the right answer carries half a mark. So, 6 blanks 3 marks. Okay. So, I will just give you 2 passages of the similar kind, and how you should write I will teach you, and then let us see how you score marks. Okay. Half into 6 blanks, 3 marks. This is the first worksheet, and let's start here. Noise pollution dash within brackets there are a lot of words given: acquire, acquires, acquired, has acquired. Okay, I'll put a slash. Has acquired, serious dimensions. Serious dimensions. These days. The honking of horns dash, and this is B. Fill, fills, is filling, has filled. The air with harsh grating sounds. Oil engines generators and sirens of factories This is blank C. And the words are adds, add, are adding, has added. To these jarring noises. Or jarring sounds. Another source and this will be D. Another source dash within brackets is R will be was. The music parlor where loudspeakers and amplifiers and amplifiers is a fifth blank, okay? The words in the brackets are blares, blare, bled, will blare, out music, noise pollution, dash, and this is the sixth blank. Within brackets, impairs, impair. What's the meaning of impair? Means to make it get into a disorder, okay? Impair, will impair, and impaired. The hearing faculties of many persons. Okay, now this is the passage. And we have the answers here: A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, now shall we go through the answers now, like the clues? Noise pollution dash acquire or acquired or this is acquires. Okay, acquired, acquires, has acquired. Serious dimensions these days. The honking of horns dash fill or fills or is filling or has filled the air with harsh grating sounds. Oil engines, generators and sirens of factories dash adds, add, are adding, has added to these jarring sounds. Another source, again another dash, is, are, will be, was. The music parlor where loudspeakers and amplifiers dash blares or blare or blared or will blare out music. Noise pollution dash impairs, impair, will impair, impaired the healing faculty of many persons. Okay, shall we try to fill in? Noise pollution acquired or acquires? Acquires. Okay, the first blank we have to fill, acquires. Serious dimensions these days. The honking of horns is filling the air, is filling. The air with harsh grating sounds. Oil engines, generators and sirens of factories add to these jarring sounds. Another source will be, or another source is the music parlor where loudspeakers and amplifiers blare out music. Noise pollution impairs, okay, we can even say will impair. Noise pollution will impair the hearing faculty of many persons. Okay, shall we write down the answers down here? This is how you have to write. So, what is the first answer? Acquires. That is A. Next, B is filling. Next one, C, add. Next one, D, is just is. Then we have E, this is blare. And then F, will impair. Okay, this is how you have to fill in, and the evaluators or teachers will check these answers like this. If it's correct, they'll give marks. Okay, half mark each. So 3 on 3. 3 marks you get for this passage. So I am going to give you another passage for you of the same kind, so that you get used to this pattern of answering verb in agreement with the subject or concord. Okay, the verb, only if you know the tenses and the rules for filling in verbs in agreement with the subject, you will be able to do this. 3 marks count a lot. So every 3-4 marks in CBSE English, it counts a lot, because when you go to BITS Pilani and other professional colleges, or even if you go abroad, these marks are very important. Do not ever think English is the least. It is the first and foremost of any exam. Even if you have to write TOEFL and all, you get examination worksheets like this. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. Shall we go ahead with the second worksheet? Again, this carries 3 marks. Worksheet number 2. Okay, and altogether 6 marks I've given you a test. Okay, shall we do it on the board now? Second passage. Drug addiction dash, and this is A, is or was word. Quite dangerous. I believe you again is or was were. Aware of the fact that many students this is a blank number 3, it is C. Many students within brackets takes, took, have taken. Drugs like smack, smack is actually heroin. Okay, they call it it's a slang, smack they call. In the beginning, one dash, this is the fourth blank, D. One dash, and what are the words given? Get gets, got, is getting. Pleasure. Then he or she is the next blank, E, fifth blank. Want, wants, wanted, will want. To escape boredom. What is boredom? Escape boredom. Boredom is getting disgusted with things. You're so very, life is so bored, okay? To escape this monotonous drudgery, boredom. Next one, frustration. Frustration comes because they are not able to get out of that habit. They become addicted to it. Frustration and mental tension. Soon, one dash, this is the last blank, one becomes will become and have become. Become a drug addict. A drug addict loses moral values. Okay, I was just thinking why they have given something on drug addiction to a student group like you. But you know, now these are the days where the youngsters fall a prey to all these evil practices like smoking, drinking and taking drugs. So they want you to be aware of the evils of this kind of addiction. Okay, drug addiction, not only during school days, even college days, you think you have all the freedom to do whatever you want and you get into this sort of evil practices. But see, first you think okay, it gives pleasure, but then even if you want to escape from it, you are not able to. You become an addict to it and you have to go through a lot of treatment. Your mental tension becomes high and you start trembling all over due to want of this sort of drug. You become like a dog, salivating and all this. So they have given, see, a drug addict loses moral values. We cannot drive any sense into a person who becomes a drug addict. He becomes like an animal. He becomes a slave to the drug, and he becomes an animal. See, these moral values can be practiced only by human beings like us, because we have more senses than an animal or bird. We are a special creation of God. Okay, that is why they have given you this passage. Now let's work it out. Okay, first, before we go in for that, we have the blanks A, B, C. D, E, F. Okay, shall we go ahead now? Drug addiction is was word. Which is the right answer? Is quite dangerous. I believe you are. You can't say you is or you was, isn't it? You are aware of the fact that many students, okay, take drugs like smack. There are many students who take. See, these drug peddlers. Peddlers means those who sell drugs. They'll simply say, come, I'll give you a small little piece of a drug, and it gives you a lot of pleasure and happiness. You can forget about teachers scolding you, your parents scolding you, and they give that. And then later they become addicted. So they want to buy. They start stealing and all that. So they are making us aware of the evils of drugs. I believe you are aware of the fact that many students take drugs like smack, that is heroin. In the beginning, one dash pleasure, one gets pleasure. Then he or she wants to escape boredom, frustration and mental tension. Soon one becomes a drug addict. A drug addict loses moral values. Okay, is that right now? It's very easy to work it out. Very easy verbs here. So we'll take and write the answers here. First one is A is, then B is are, C is take, D is gets, E is wants, and F is becomes. Check it up whether you finished it correctly. Give a tick to all your answers. This is how your teachers will tick and give you marks. So if you have done all this, you get 3 full marks out of 3. Okay, half a mark for each answer. So I am sure you are very familiar with this pattern now. This is how they will give you agreement of the verb with the subject. Okay, the verb forms they call it, and 3 marks you get, half mark each. See, this is like mathematics, grammar. So you should not lose marks at all. If you give a wrong answer, you get it wrong fully. So easily when you can score marks, you have already learnt all the tactics and rules of applying whatever is the concord or agreement of the verb with the subject. You should be thorough enough to get these 3 marks. You should be able to get these 3 marks just like that. Okay. So shall we move on to the next topic?